What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MSTR strategy today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? Here we are, $162 with 3 hours and 10 minutes left in the day, and this stock day here, Tuesday the 16th. We have lower daily closes. We don't have lower lows, but we do have lower daily closes than we had back here. I'm curious to see if we have any bullish divergence. I actually haven't looked at the chart in a second. We do. We've got bullish divergence on the daily RSI and the stochastics. We technically do have it on the MACD as well, but let me just put it this way, right? The green does not necessarily mark bullish divergence. It's the red that does. So having higher lows is nice. We did have that here, but I think we might come down a little bit lower, provide another red drive, and that might give us that full bullish divergence, that next drive of bullish divergence, if you will. From here, if we were to get a red cross here, something like that, and then move up, like a slight red cross that then propels us higher, something like that. Bullish divergence at the lows. We can see it on the stochastics and the RSI. Having it on the MACD would be nice too. And we technically do have it on the MACD, but it would look better if we went a little bit lower. So maybe we do go a little bit lower. You know, from the low here on Monday, the 1st of December, to the high here on the 9th of December, low to high there. We have pierced through the golden ratio, and actually on the 1 hour time frame here, we not only have we pierced through it, we back tested it for resistance and found resistance. Statistically speaking, and not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but statistically speaking, this low is not long for this world, and we likely do pierce through it and penetrate to lower levels. $145 to $134 comes to mind because that's the low to high retracement extension, right? If we look at maybe not the 4 hour time frame, but the daily time frame, let's just see. Should I zoom out? Let's do this. Yeah, let's take this low to this high. Right at the golden ratio. That's nice. That's nice. That is actually a really nice reaction. Golden ratio support, 1272 resistance. That's not nice. Yeah, you know, I would go as far to say we have a solid chance of even going as low as like $122. But anything from 145, it's that number right there, 145 to 122, that's what I would assume. We're at 162 now. That's quite a bit of a ways away to the downside here. And for anybody who's looking at this and thinking, we can't go lower, there's no way we can go lower, I hear you. I hear you. We've been selling off a lot. I hear you. But the thing is, these prior areas of resistance didn't hold us up as support. The golden ratio itself, from a high or a low to a high here, didn't hold us as support momentarily. But what we did was we found support at the golden ratio, rejected the 1272. We're back down here now. You guys, we have a statistical probability of going to this area, 131 to 121. Just telling you now. Which makes all the sense in the world. It actually makes all the sense in the world that instead of finding support at prior resistance, right, if we're already through it, we would find support at prior support areas, which are, you know, pretty much in line with this here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but man, what if we do go all the way to 100? What if we even break below $100? If you don't think it can happen, let me correct that improper thought here. We're going to type in MSTR and go to our open interest options charts here. Optioncharts.io. Shout out to you guys. They're not the most accurate, and I've said this before, but they're pretty damn accurate, right? Don't treat this like this is the insider information or like this is some type of 100% accurate model to base your open interest off of, but it's pretty damn accurate. They're pretty good. Come on now. I'm sure there's paid models that have more accurate, up-to-date data. I don't know why it's taking so long to load, though. Let me just make sure. Yeah, my VPN is off. It shouldn't be taking this long to load. Well, that is disappointing. That is disappointing. That's okay. All I was going to show, I haven't checked it, but I'm assuming that it's the same thing as it has been. What the heck's going on with my internet, man? Is that we have an absurd amount of open call options that roll over on the 16th of January. Okay. So what does that mean? It means basically that market participants right now, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of puts that are open as well. There's a lot of puts that expire this week, but there's more calls. There's a lot of puts that expire the week of the 16th of January, but there's more calls. When the calls are dominant, that means people are long heavy, right? They're expecting the price to go up. So when the price moves down, they're underwater. And it's different than just holding the asset, right? And I'm sure all of you are aware of options by now, but if you hold the asset and it goes down, it can come back up and inevitably you're in the green. But if you're trading options and your expiry date is the 16th of January and you opened up your calls here or anywhere here over the past year, you're all in the red now. And if we keep moving down into that expiry date in January, you're either going to have to put up more cash, more capital to cover your calls and roll them over, or you're going to have to let them fade. You're going to have to let that trade go, and a lot of people probably will, and they're going to lose money. And then whenever it comes back up to that price, they're not in the green. They lost their ass because of this, right? And that's why the markets move this way. The markets don't move the way you want them to. They move against you. Markets are made to take most of the money away from most people most of the time, because when everybody's in something, that something is vulnerable, right? That something is very vulnerable. Imagine everybody gets in at the top, people start buying, there's no more buyers left, right? So then there's only sellers left, only people who have hopes and dreams, and they slowly get crushed and faded, and you panic sell. Only people who got in earlier, who have profits to take, and maybe they didn't time the top perfectly, but you know what, this is good enough, or this is good enough, or now they're at break neutral, so they're going to sell and just reevaluate, maybe get in somewhere else. There's more reasons for the price to go down than there is for it to go up. That's all I'm trying to say. And with that, I fully anticipate that MSTR continues to push lower. It's not an accurate representation of the price, right? MSTR, I think, should be worth more than $1,000, but that's not the point. It's all about the options. I'm going to try and see here again if we can get this pulled up. It is my internet. It absolutely is my internet. I've got 5G T-Mobile. Top of the line stuff, you guys. Can't deny it. All right. I don't know, man. Anyways, it won't load. That's fine. MSTR. Let's take this low from the bear market low to our bull market high so far. We're really close to the 382. And coincidentally, look at where that 382 is. It's right there at $130. Does that sound familiar? Anybody remember? Hello? From a low here to a high here. Oh, come on. If I can get the high on there. You have to be very specific with these fibs. Little alterations can actually change the price targets by a lot. Like here it's 126 to 117. Is that right? I thought it was 130. Maybe we didn't have the absolute low to the absolute high, but again, those slight variations make a difference. That is the absolute low to the absolute high. Should I take it from here, from this high? I guess that makes more sense because that's the fake out high. I don't know. And that you're respecting the golden ratio there. Yeah, I like that. And then it lines up more. Don't do this. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Don't try and fit your fib to whatever level you want. The only reason I'm taking this high instead of this high is because, first off, we are respecting this. We found support at the golden ratio here. We found resistance at the 236. We found support at the 236. We found support at all these key levels. I think this is the right fib. But secondly, this is your high of this move, right? This is the move we're measuring. This was a fake out high. It's a fake out high. I don't know if we should incorporate it in our measurement. Does that make sense? At any rate, though, whether you put this fib here and the 1886, the next fib level, the appropriate fib level, takes you right to this 130 target, or you put it up here, tomato, 130, 126, 117, whatever. And in fact, I'm going to delete this fib now. It's actually very common to wick below your 382, right? And what's below our 382? Plenty of areas to find support. Plenty of areas to find support. So yeah, we probably do go below 130. We're at 162 now. MicroStrategy, strategy, MSTR, it probably goes below 130. And coincidentally, I'm going to guess, we can't show it here because my internet sucks. It's not my internet, it's your internet, T-Mobile. I wanted Verizon, but no, we got T-Mobile instead. Verizon's customer service sucks, but at least they have a working product. $131. What was I going to say? I'm getting all distracted talking about service providers. Coincidentally, this low is going to happen right around the time that all those options expire on January 16th. I would bet a lot of money. I bet a lot that we probably after the second week of January is over, we are down here. We're down in this area. And then, for some reason, all those calls get crushed. Because again, the calls that are expiring here on January 16th, they have loaded up all year. They didn't start putting them in here. So they're well in the red already, and it's only going to get worse for them. Okay? Once those are all flushed out, once we are put dominant instead of call dominant, we should be moving higher. We should be moving higher. And I fully expect that MSTR will move higher. I fully expect it will. It's completely possible that MSTR is in its own little bear market right now. Right? I mean, we haven't seen higher highs since November of 2024. Here we are over a year later with lower lows and lower highs. I mean, in all fairness, not a financializer, I don't believe Bitcoin's in a bear market, but MSTR very well could be. We've got macro lower lows and macro lower highs. We could be, right? I think if we are in a bear market, and especially assuming that we go down here, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? This whole dynamic here, it's pretty similar to what we did back here. This is a little bit more extreme. I don't think it'll be as intense of a bear market as this was, but I do think that we're going to find our support here. And then with that, we're probably starting a whole new rally. And if MSTR, the Mac Daddy Bitcoin treasury on the planet, is starting its own bull market, that's going to be net positive for Bitcoin and all of crypto. And this shift of positive momentum should happen at some point in January. I'm assuming crypto will pump. I'm assuming, crypto's not going to dump with MSTR until January 16th, but I would assume with MSTR pumping, it's probably going to be better for crypto than with it dumping, I would assume. Hasn't been good so far, right? How's it been for crypto since July? It really hasn't been that good, has it? Not terrible, not like it has been for MSTR, but it's definitely better when things are pumping for MSTR. If we were to go down here to like 130, our next target area would be somewhere around $800 to $1,300, and we would likely achieve that, I would think, sometime in maybe Q2 or Q3 of 2026. And then pushing for an end-of-year rally toward like $2,000 or more. This reset put things back a long ways, but I do think inevitably it's what will allow MSTR to go to prices that are at $2,000 and beyond. Maybe we do hit that $5,000 target. We'll see. If we do, that'll be a lot later in 2026. It's a ways away, but I mean, we're at $162 now. Talking about a $5,000 target, it's like a different world. I'm probably lost a lot of people there, but I'm just saying this thing has a lot of potential. And its next targets, generally, whenever we look at the macro scale and we talk about months out from now, next year, we're probably going to be well above $1,000. By this time next year, we're probably going to be well above $1,000. But unfortunately, we have lower to go. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I've got a lot of, a lot of trolls, a lot of haters who... for whatever reason, they just consistently like, yeah, but you were bullish up here. You were saying $1,500. We're going to go to $1,100 up here. Yes, I was. I've said that throughout all this. The only reason I'm saying it now is so that if they're in the comments trolling, they can't actually honestly say that I'm trying to avoid that we talked about this. I don't care that I called for the upside and that it didn't happen. It's unfortunate. We would have made more money if it happened, but we learn our lessons, we take our losses, and we get back in. That's it. Now, you can make money to the downside if you're putting in puts, and then whenever the calls to put ratio flips and the puts become more dominant, you flip to calls, boom. It's simple as that. You can, instead of hitting calls up here for these targets, you could hit calls from down here for those targets. Imagine how much more money you'd be making there, right? It might be a setback, it's a speed bump, but it's not a prevention from the inevitable wealth that is coming for MSTR and MicroStrategy. So just in case any trolls are out there saying, he's not talking about how he was bullish all year. Yes, I was bullish all year. I'm not the only one. I got it wrong. Whatever. I'll get it wrong again. I've been right before, I'll be right again. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. But likely from here, we will go to 130, then we'll rally from there, okay? To the targets that we had long assumed, long ago, that we would have achieved. I thought that we would have achieved it already, but it just hasn't happened. But it will. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.